Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's about 1:40 p.m. on this Thursday, January 16th, 2014. And believe it or not, for some of us that did not wake up early this morning or did not know, because some of us probably watch the Today Show over the Good Morning America show or whatever. For some of us did that. For some of us that did not know, the nominations the nominations for the 2014 Oscars or Academy Awards was announced this morning. It's kind of ironic, if you will, if not a tradition, I guess, that they start announcing the nominations a few days after the Golden Globes are done. I guess to get an idea of what is worthy to be nominated and what's not. But some of the nominations, from what I've read here, will surprise you, even if it's just for the most underrated of categories. Some of the nominations will surprise you. So, without further ado, let me kind of talk about these or mention these nominations. First off, we have Best Original Screenplay. The nominations or the nominees are American Hustle, Blue Jasmine, Dallas Buyers Club, Her, and Nebraska. The nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay are Before Midnight, Captain Phillips, Phenomenon, 12 Years a Slave, The Wolf of Wall Street. The nominees for Best Visual Effects are Gravity, Hobbit, The Desolation of Smog, Iron Man 3, The Lone Ranger, Star Trek Into Darkness. Those are the nominees for Best Visual Effects. The Best Sound Mixing, the nominees are Captain Phillips, Gravity, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smog, Inside Llewyn Davis, Lone Survivor. Nominees for Best Sound Editing, All Is Lost, Captain Phillips, Gravity, The Hobbit, Desolation of Smog, or whatever, and Lone Survivor. Nominees for Best Short Film Live Action. Nominees for Best Short Film Live Action. Aquel no Elio, or translated, That Wasn't Me. Avec Ecu de Tout Pedre, translated, Just Before Losing Everything. Helium. Paquetor Mon Cato Horis, or translated, Do I Have to Take Care of Everything? And the Vu Man Problem. And then the nominees for Best Short Film Animated are Feral, Get a Horse, Mr. Hublet, Possessions, Room on the Broom. Best Production Design nominees. American Hustle, Gravity, The Great Gatsby, Her, 12 Years a Slave. Best Original Song nominees. Alone Yet Not Alone, Happy, Let It Go, The Moon Song, and Ordinary Love. And of course, if you want to know the movies, Alone Yet Not Alone from the same titled movie as the song. Happy is from Despicable Me 2. Let It Go, of course, from Frozen. The Moon Song from Her, and Ordinary Love from Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Then the nominees for Best Original Score, Best Original Score. The nominees are The Book Thief, Gravity, Her, Theonomy, and Saving Mr. Banks. Those are the nominees for Best Original Score. Best Makeup and Hairstyling nominees are Dallas Buyers Club, Jackass Presents Bad Grandma, Lone Ranger. Best Foreign Language Film nominees: The Broken Circle Breakdown, The Great Beauty, The Hunt, The Missing Picture, Oma. Then the Best Film Editing: American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, 12 Years a Slave. Those are the nominees for Best Film Editing. Nominees for Best Documentary Short Subject: Cave Digger, Facing Fear, Comma Has No Walls, The Lady in Number 6, Music Saved My Life, Prison Terminal, The Last Days of Private Jack Hall. Then the nominees for Best Documentary Feature are The Act of Killing, Cutie and the Boxer, Dirty Wars, The Square, 20 Feet from Stardom. Nominees for Best Directing: American Hustle, Gravity, Nebraska, 12 Years a Slave, The Wolf of Wall Street. Those are the nominees for Best Directing. Nominees for Best Costume Design are American Hustle, The Grand Master, The Great Gatsby, The Invisible Woman, 12 Years a Slave. Nominees for Best Cinematography. Nominees for Best Cinematography: The Grand Master, Gravity, Inside Llewyn Davis, Nebraska, Prisoners. Now, if you're an animation buff, here's the category you're looking forward to. Nominees for Best Animated Feature. Nominees for Best Animated Feature, and they are, and here are some of the surprises: The Croods, Despicable Me 2, Ernest and Centriel. Obviously I don't know what that one is. Ernest and Centriel, Frozen, and The Wind Rises. Those are your nominees for Best Animated Picture. Nominees for Best Actress in a Supporting Role: Sally Hawkins, Blue Jasmine, Jennifer Lawrence, American Hustle, Lupita Nyong'o, 12 Years a Slave, Julia Roberts, August Osage County, June Squibb, Nebraska. Those are the nominees for Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Now the nominees for Best Actor in a Supporting Role are Bakad Abdid, Captain Phillips, Bradley Cooper, American Hustle, Michael Fassbender, 12 Years a Slave, Jonah Hill, The Wolf on Wall Street, Jared Leto, Dallas Buyers Club. Then the nominees for Best Actress in a Leading Role are Amy Adams, American Hustle, Kate Blanchett, Blue Jasmine, Sandra Bullock, Gravity, Judi Dench, Phenomenal, Meryl Streep, August Osage County. Those are your nominees for Best Actress in a Leading Role. The nominees for Best Actor in a Leading Role are Christian Bale, American Hustle, Bruce Dern, Nebraska. Leonardo DiCaprio, The Wolf on Wall Street. Chintuel El Fago, 12 Years a Slave. Matthew McConaughey, Dallas Buyers Club. And then the nominees for Best Picture. The nominees for Best Picture are American Hustle, Nebraska, Captain Phillips, Phenomenon, Dallas Buyers Club, 12 Years a Slave, Gravity, The Wolf on Wall Street, and Her. Those are the nominees for Best Picture. And those are the overall nominees for the Academy Awards. Now, I will say this. I'm going to pick out some areas. Like best, well, I'm going to be honest with you folks. These are some good nominations, but I can already see who are going to be the winners. For example, Best Original Song, it's going to be a tight one. But I believe because Ordinary Love got the nod at the Golden Globes, I believe Let It Go is going to get it for Frozen. I believe Let It Go from Frozen is going to get it the Academy Awards. I'm just saying, that's just my opinion. That's what I see happening. Because it's a bigger stage, and Academy Awards have always been known to be a little bit more different when it comes to their winners over the Golden Globes. But then again, one never knows. But I do see Let It Go winning Best Original Song. I do. And I do see going along with it, Get a Horse winning Best Short Film Animated, because it's the first Mickey Mouse short in theaters and a classic design in a long time. I do believe Gravity might get Best Original Score. I could be wrong, but I think Gravity might get it. Hold on here. And Best Animated Feature, well, this is the one that, like I say, if you're an animation buff, this is going to kind of really be a hard category for you, especially with four of the nominations here. Now, the Ernest and Sensual, I don't know much about that one. But I will say this. It's going to be a tight one with The Croods and Despicable Me 2 and Frozen and The Wind Rises. But if I was to go with two that really need to stand out as possibly winning in a tie or one just barely nudging one out of the other, I say the two top contenders to walk out of the Academy Awards with the Best Animated Feature Oscar, the two ones at the top are Frozen and The Wind Rises. I feel those are the two that are the leading candidates to either tie and walk out with, and have both walk out with Academy Awards, or one's going to edge the other out for it. And the reason I say that is because Frozen is a damn good film. I think anybody listening to this will not argue that. But then again, you got The Wind Rises, which is Hayao Miyazaki's last animated film, and him being a legend in the business, you might think they may give the nod to him. But again, to me, with no disrespect to Despicable Me 2 or The Croods or this Ernest film, I really believe that the two films to really look out for as being the winners, either tying it in a tie or just edging out the other, would be, obviously the real competition's between Frozen and Wind Rises. No offense to the other three, but it's between Wind Rises and Frozen. Now, as far as like the Best Supporting Actress award goes, I think honestly, I'm going to go on a limb here, but I think it's going to end up going, I believe, to Jennifer Lawrence. That's who I believe it's going to go to. It may go to Julia Roberts, but I'm looking between mostly, and again, this is going to be just a two-person race, but it's either Julia Roberts or Jennifer Lawrence. And as much as I like Julia, I think it's going to be more towards Jennifer that's going to get the nod. Now, the Best Actor award, I think that's either going to, I think Bradley Cooper's going to finally get it. But then again, maybe it's going to be Jonah Hill's time as well. So look out for one of those two to walk out with the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. One of those two. Best Actress, well, this is kind of like a toss-up here because I know my mom loves. I know my mom's a huge fan, and I like her myself. But my mom's a huge fan of Sandra Bullock. So I know she would love to see her walk out with the Academy Award. So I look at this Best Actress nominees, and I see it as a 3-person race. I really do. I look at it as a 3-person race. I look between Amy Adams, Sandra Bullock, and Meryl Streep. Those are your 3 that you got to look out for. This is basically a 3-person race for Best Actress. As far as Best Actor goes, in a leading role, I think this is kind of tossed up in the air, but I believe it's going to be between Matthew McConaughey, Leonardo, and Christian Bale. That's who I believe it's going to be between. That again, this is another 3-person race, and I believe it's going to be between those 3: DiCaprio, Bale, and McConaughey. That's who I believe. Hold on for a second. Then as far as Best Picture goes, to me, this is kind of a toss-up, too. I mean, when I look at the nomination for Her, I'm thinking, well, that just came out in theaters. Why is it suddenly nominated? Doesn't make sense. But I do see something being, I do see something happening. I just don't know which one yet. I do see one movie winning, but I just don't know which one. But I will say this. It's going to be a race. And it's going to be a race between American Hustle, Gravity, Dallas Buyers Club, and The Wolf on Wall Street. And here's why. Nobody really knows that much about Nebraska. Nobody knows that movie very well. Nobody knows that much about Phenomenon. 12 Years a Slave might slide in there and make it a race as well, but again, not many people have probably seen that yet. Maybe they have. Maybe I'm wrong. And Her, that just came out. So again, I believe it's going to be between American Hustle, Gravity, The Wolf on Wall Street, and Dallas Buyers Club. That's who I believe. Captain Phillips may slide in there as well and make it a 5-movie race, but the ones I just mentioned, the 4 that I just mentioned are the ones that you got to look out for. American Hustle, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, and Wolf on Wall Street. Like I said, 12 Years a Slave and Captain Phillips may slide in there and make it a 5-6 movie race, but it's mostly a 4-movie race, and that's American Hustle, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, and Wolf on Wall Street. Those are the ones I see as being the movies to look out for and the ones that could be walking out with the Academy Award for Best Picture. And again, no disrespect to the other nominees, but that's just my opinion on it. So, but ladies and gentlemen, that is basically the nominees for the 2014 Oscars Academy Awards. I'll provide the link down below so you can check it out for yourself and read it off yourself. Give your own opinions if you want. But that's all I'm going to say. Let me know what you guys think, who you think are the lead runners in some of the categories that I mentioned. And, that's all I'm going to say for right now. But again, let me know who you think is in the lead to win in some of these categories that I mentioned. And until then, God bless, take care, and I'm out. Comments are welcomed as well.